Hi, everybody. Day 3. We are starting. This is so exciting. So we have gone through what you are, what you stand for, what you like talking about, what you are talking about, how to turn that into pillars, how to start building your personal brand, and then how to get that online in a way that is not crazy overwhelming. So I realize that this still might be very crazy overwhelming for you. So I would like to go through some of these concepts and kind of show you my back end of what my content calendar looks like after I've done the Excel file that I provided to you. So download the PowerPoint that we have uploaded in the course, and we're going to go through that PowerPoint, and I want to show you what my PowerPoint looks like and how I go through my creative content. So I'm going to share my screen. Just give me 1 second. So this is what I filled mine out. This is my tagline, and this is my content calendar for 2023. So you have a blank one of these, and you have your Excel file from yesterday that you've been working through in your ideation process, in your content creation process, creating the time block in your schedule so that you have the space to do this without it feeling overwhelming, which I'm sure it still does, but we are going to work through this. I promise you this works. I've used this with multiple clients, with multiple businesses. It has been a game changer. I took 10 bakeries that had no online presence and brought them fully into an e-commerce space with one marketing campaign that when we used this exact strategy. This is the exact strategy that I've used multiple clients. We have set up passive income models. I've had one client had a $200,000 passive income month, where after this was created, he made $200,000 without having to do anything else. This works, I'm telling you. So this is what it looks like. So going through exactly what we've gone through in the workbooks, these are my content pillars. We have talked about these. You have them written down in your file. These are what mine are. I have given you guys these in the example in the workbook. I have them written down in the spreadsheet, in this PowerPoint. And also, you can take this PowerPoint and put it into Google Drive, and you can share this with a team. So if you hire someone to handle scheduling, or if you hire an assistant, or if you get a VA to take some of this off of your plate eventually, you can just put this PPT into the drive and share it with them, and then it's already done. There's no creation of system. System exists, which is a huge leverage for you starting out of the gate. This in itself is worth thousands of dollars. So here are my content pillars. Here is a keyword and hashtag research document. So like I explained to you guys yesterday with this information, these are the keywords that we use for lymphatic drainage. These are the keywords. And then here are the hashtags. Sorry about that. Here are the hashtags that were trending in TikTok for this specific keyword search. So we have this research, it's already done for this particular pillar. So when it comes down to actually getting the work done, it isn't crazy insane. It's the foundation is done. Yeah, there might be a little bit of like a couple things that you might want to tweak because you want to check to see what's trending, but it's not going to be starting from scratch on every single post and it becomes this thing. It's already done for you. You've already done the work. So in that Excel file that you've created, and you have your pillar 1 and you have your pillar 2 and you have your pillar 3, 4, 5, the type of content that you created, you started creating the links, you started looking at what you want to make, you batch created your content, you have all of this content that you've done, you have your 50 or 30 pieces of content, and you want to start scheduling. I put some examples in that Excel file for you to do it that way. And then I also have this PowerPoint because I'm a visual person. I need to see how things are going to look. I want to see how the content's going to feel. You don't have to do it like this. You can keep it in the Excel file. I prefer this way. This is just my learning method. So this is what a week's worth of work will look like. A week's worth of scheduling will look like if you're posting 3 times a day. And this is for Instagram. So this is the example. I have my pillar 1 are the A posts. I have my pillar 2 as the B posts, and I have pillar 3 as the C posts. I then put in what will go where and when. Now, your first, as like a tip and trick of this, if you're using Later will schedule static posts for you. So if you're using Later, now this doesn't necessarily mean that this one goes first in the day and this one goes second in the day and this one goes third in the day. This is my content for my pillar, okay? So that I know that I'm visually seeing what pillars of information are going to be talked about that day, right? Very important. So, but I also want to realize that if I'm using the assets, like a scheduling app, like Loomly, like Later, or Hootsuite, whatever you're using, you need to figure out what of those platforms are great at. I know all of those can handle static posts. So I want my static post to go out early in the morning, and I don't want to have to get up early to deal with that. So I'm going to schedule my static post in a scheduler, and it's going to auto publish for me. And so my first post of the day, let's say it's at 6 o'clock in the morning, is going to be at 6 o'clock in the morning. It will always be scheduled. It will always be a static post. And then my reels will be later in the day because I want to do those by hand myself. And in my calendar, in my phone, I will schedule reel post 11 o'clock, reel post 1 p.m., reel post 5 p.m. every single day. And then I can just come into my calendar. I have the content. I have the content location linked, and everything is available for me. The copy is already written. The hashtags are already done. All I have to do is execute. Execution and consistency is the name of this game. That is where you get conversion and how you monetize. That is how your audience trusts you. Consistency, consistency, consistency. So that being said, let's look at the week of, let's say this week. This is TikTok posts for my A pillar, which is my pillar 1. This is what I'm talking about. This is the content that will be posted for TikTok. Then we're going to look at the B side. So my pillar B, the second pillar, this is the content that will be posted for that pillar. Now, when it comes to, now this goes into that second week. So everything is clearly organized. This is A, this is B. Now, when it comes to posts, I want everything done for me. So this is in your workbook. This is an example of a static post that will go out at 6 a.m. in the morning. This is the concept, is the quote. This is the pillar. And there should be a pillar in here. This is the caption. This is the copy that's going to be posted in Instagram that goes along with the post. And these are the hashtags that support this quote. Under in here, these are the tags. If there are people in this photo that I need to tag, if there are brands, if there's anything that needs to get tagged, all of those notes, if there's clothing lines, all of those notes go in the bottom here. This is my first post for January 9th. Now, this is my second post for January 9th. This is a reel. The concept is shame. This is the copy that has been written for this reel. These are the hashtags. And this is the tags. So I tagged my video editor, Scott Beard, because he shot this with me and he also edited this for me. Now, in that spreadsheet, like we worked on there, we batch created all the content. We put the link. I've uploaded this video into a Google Drive. I put the link to this video right here. So when this lives in the drive, this is a live link. This will open and this will play the reel for me so I can actually see the content in its state. Reels need cover slides. I don't like doing that on the fly. I like to know exactly what my reel cover is going to look like. And I want it to most often look like the video. So this one's really simple because this is how the video starts. This is what my reel cover is going to be. So I just copied and pasted. It will just it will publish right into that. So this is how you handle scheduling content. Then we go into the next day. This is post 10A, the concepts to talk about why I created this bundle and really how to use the bundle. So I give a step-by-step like explanation of a how to use this product bundle. So step one, you use the dry brush, and then what are the elements that you do before you brush, sauna, or fly? I explained exactly the how to, and then I explain the how to for the other product. That goes right in here. These are the hashtags that support this product. And sorry about that. I'm only tagging myself, so no one else needs to be tagged. Let's go into the next one. This is a reel. Again, my reel cover is going to look exactly like the video. I usually follow this concept unless there's something very specific, but I always am trying to be as authentic as possible. I'm always trying to show up as authentic as possible. So in this reel, which is linked in here, I talk about affirmations. I say, like, this is one of the steps that has made me successful in who I am, building my self-worth and building my confidence. How to get that. Remember, I want that. How do I get that? These are one of the things about my story that have helped me in my journey to get that. Affirmations. Here is an example of how affirmations can help you, how they've helped me, and what I say in my affirmations. Then the hashtags that support that. And then down here again, anybody that I need to tag. So it's this rinse and repeat. We're just copying these slides over and over and over again, and we're dumping in the content that we've already created. We're going to go, I did a recipe reel. This text is really, really small. I don't know why. Let's make this a little bit bigger here so I can read it. So in this is a recipe. So that's the concept. It's the keto cauliflower stew. This is an anti-inflammatory recipe that goes into my anti-inflammatory life pillar. Now I explain why this is a great recipe for you. I put the recipe in here so that people will bookmark my content and engage with me. They'll have that saved, so I will get higher engagement in my concepts. This is it. I mean, that's really it. I tag, this lives in a URL on my website. So I've tagged the website and myself. So I just go through each of my pillars. The concept is anti-inflammatory lifestyle. This is talking about the ingredients when you're walking through a grocery store. What ingredients do you want to stay away from, and which ingredients do you want to see in products? Stay away from processed, fewer ingredients are best, stay away from bad oils and additives, no canola oil, palm oil, soybean oil, safflower. Goes into what bad oils are and what good oils are. And that's it. Just keep it simple. So how to, again, this is another informative guide to my audience and how they can make their life better. This is how I'm adding value to my audience. I'm adding value by providing them with information for how they can have a healthier lifestyle. How am I helping my audience? How am I providing value to my audience? I'm giving them information. I'm educating them. I'm educating them about an anti-inflammatory life because my audience wants to know that information. So on to the next one. This is a concept. This is brand identity. I can't spell or type today. And this is really about self-worth. So this is, my caption is anything is possible if you believe you're worthy of receiving it. What information am I providing to my audience? I'm providing with how to have self-worth, how to stop caring about what other people think, how to go after their dreams, how to make anything possible. That is what I'm communicating to my audience. These are the hashtags that follow that. This is empowering women, which is a big pillar for me. I've tagged my photographer and myself. So again, there's nothing, I'm just rinse and repeating that same exercise over and over and over again. We're dumping in that spreadsheet into this file, and I'm looking at my content and I'm seeing what value am I providing my audience. And it's being very self-aware of the content creation that I am creating, being very self-aware of the messaging that I'm using, making sure that I'm always adding value. You're always like adding value, adding value. It's always, I'm going to keep referencing Gary over and over again because he's right, but jab, 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 right hook. Value, 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 ask. Value, 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 ask. How am I providing value, value, value for my audience? And then when I ask them to do something, they'll do it. But I'm not asking because that's not helping anybody. That's not providing service to other people. That's not helping anybody be a better version of themselves. Again, why am I doing this? What is the reasoning why I'm doing this? Jab, 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 value, 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 value. Do you need this product? Value, 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 value. Follow me over here. Value, 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 value. That is the name of the game. How am I helping my audience? We're always going to be coming back to that. We're always going to be coming back to what are the things? What are the things that I've done that have helped me? How can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? That's it. You're providing a need. You're adding value to community. You're helping people. This is a service-based business. Whatever you're doing is about providing a service to other people. It always has to be in that position or this won't work. What you're doing, the product that you'll create, whatever the thing it is, the service that you provide to other people, whether it's makeup tutorials, whether it's dance tutorials, whether it's hair tutorials, whatever it is, people need to hear it. You have to understand they need to hear it because they don't know the information already. And that's what you're doing. You're helping them have the information so that they can learn how to do their makeup correctly. They can learn how to do the dance move they've always wanted. They can have that confidence to do that move for the first time where they never would have been able to do something like that because they never would have been able to have the knowledge that you are providing value. So I'm going to keep saying that over and over again with consistency. It's the name of the game. And I'm super thirsty. So we're going to go through this. And I'm just, the one that I created for you guys is empty. And there's the 2 and 3 schedule posts. So you have the framework. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. That is really important to me. I wanted to provide you with something. You didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You just had it given to you. So that is the value that I was adding. So let's get back into this. So there are no new business models, guys. It's only execution in the marketplace. The name of the game is producing content in places where people are paying attention. Tell the story. So if you look at, or you can see the examples of posting one at a time, or posting 2 days a day, or posting 3 times a day, and you're batch creating your content, like I explained it, and you're outlined already with what your pillars are and what you're an expert in, and you already know what's going into those spots, you're going to sit down and you're going to batch create the content one pillar at a time. And you're going to batch create the next pillar. And then you're going to batch create pillar 3. And then you're going to download it all. You're going to get it on your computer. You're going to upload it all to the drive, and you're going to organize it in that schedule that I just provided for you. So you'll see that video XYZ go into this type of pillar, and it will all be done and organized and clean and not be overwhelming for you. And you will have an entire month available that you can start executing on. You don't need to get fancy. You don't need to worry about providing different information or different. I already said this that time. Like, it takes people 10 times of hearing the same message to actually absorb the information. So that means you could literally post the same information 10 times in a row. And on the 10th time, the person will receive the information. Don't think that you're going to be saying too many things. Don't think that you're going to be annoying people. That has to like go out of your brain. You're not annoying anybody who wants to hear the information that you have. That's all you need to care about. There are specific apps you can use, like I have mentioned before. There are amazing ways to leverage auto publishing and do multiple weeks at a time in a calendar. It is super easy to upload and execute. Once you start consistently showing up, you're going to consistently posting, and you're going to use this schedule over and over again. You're creating like this energetic output that's like a vortex. You are constantly churning this energy online. You're constantly churning. You're constantly churning. You guys have seen it in my social media. You've seen it in a lot of people who are very good at this. You've seen them show up. You've seen what they're doing. Like, I constantly get from people, I love what you're posting. I love what you're posting. I also get really creepy people that say nasty things. I don't care about those people. They have stuff going on in their life. It has nothing to do with me, that they have to literally sit around online and write some trash to people. Like, I feel bad for them. I care about the people that I'm helping. And once you start connecting with people and you start helping people and you start communicating, people are going to start asking you questions about the content that you're posting. And you're going to start answering those questions. You're going to get back to them. You're going to get back to every single person that asks you a question. You're going to write a response to every single comment that people respond to you. You're going to build connection. And it could be very overwhelming at first, but you're going to answer every question. And if you need to batch content your time and say, like, for me personally, I had to do this at the beginning because I was very overwhelmed by social media. I didn't want to do it. I was very much an introvert, and I was very in perfectionism. And so it was just like, oh my God, like I can't. But I scheduled a specific time from like 5 to 6 at night, and 8 to 9 in the morning is when I answer comments and when I get back to people and when I respond and when I communicate. And so everyone gets a response from me twice a day. If I have a coffee break or I'm in a meeting and I have 20 minutes between here and there, I will get online and I will do my commenting during that time. It depends what my day looks like. And this has to be based on what you want to do, what feels good to you. This is supposed to be fun. You don't have to answer people immediately. You don't have to be like that's not how it has to go. It has to go on how you want it to go. And this is yours. This isn't anybody else's. And you don't have to judge yourself, but based on how other people respond to other people. This is handling comments on your time. This is doing it one day at a time. This is getting back to people. This is connecting. This is building an audience. This is looking at your comment section and looking at your DMs and what people are asking you. So when you go into the workbook, you'll see that I asked some of the same questions that I asked the other couple days when I get into number 6. Really, while you're posting all this content, while you're building this connection, you're gonna start noticing things. You're gonna start noticing repetition in comments. You're gonna start noticing people saying the same things. You're gonna start noticing things. Be aware of what your audience is telling you and what they're asking from you. Be aware, write that down. Write down who your audience actually is. You might have thought your audience was one thing, and then you look, your audience is completely different. Tailor your content to who you're talking to, and you'll start gathering and more information, and your product will present itself. And in order to start converting into sales, you need to know who you're talking to. So going through again, this exercise of what you're doing, who you're talking to, who you are, what you're passionate about, you're just pumping out content. You're pumping out content. You're pumping out content. You're seeing how it's transacting. You're seeing which of these things gets the most views. Does anything actually go viral? Does anybody actually care about this? Like, also, you know, you might have something that only has 3 likes, but has 27 comments. It doesn't have to have a like to have engagement. That is not the most important thing. Likes are not the most important thing. Engagement is the most important thing. You could have 1 million comments and 1 million bookmarks and 2 likes. That is a very important post. So what are these things? What things are being saved? What are the most things that are being shared? Really start looking at the bigger picture of how your audience is engaging, and then consistently showing up and consistently showing up. You don't need to do this all on your own. You could literally do it with no budget and a phone. You can hire people to support you. You literally can get on Upwork or Fiverr or any of those platforms. You can find support that way if you need it, but you don't need it. I'm telling you, you can do this with your phone. You can do this on your own, create the content, and the income streams will show up when you start showing up consistently. So I know it's incredible, but this is how it actually goes down. So now that you know you're seeing what's working, make more of that. That's really it. Tailor your content to what is performing. Make more of that, but also understand what you need to educate. If something isn't performing, you don't have to crush an entire month's worth of content because something's not performing the way you thought it was going to. The next month, you just make a couple more pieces of that. You're going to have a structure of how you want to educate, but you also need to learn in the process. Where is the learning? So what are you learning? What do you need to support more with? What can you outsource? Like one great tool to do right out of the gate is setting up a link tree in your profile of your social media links. So where it says social website, you put a link tree, you create a link tree account, and you put links in there to either what your product that you're selling or what you're talking about. You could immediately apply as an Amazon influencer, get on Amazon influencer, create an account, and start creating lists in the Amazon influencer pages to products in Amazon that are relevant to the brand identity that you are creating. If you work in hair, if you're a hairstylist, like, are there specific scissors that you use? Is there a specific hair dryer that you use? Are there specific shampoos and conditioners that you use? Can you link all of those products on Amazon and put that in your link tray? That is an easy way to make very quick money without a lot of output, and that will automatically link into all of this content that you're already building on your own. In your stories, while you're posting all this content and you're putting them in your stories, you just create a link to your Amazon account. It's really it. You give people the information that they need to purchase. So that's what you're doing. Your brand can be a lot of different things. So you can create different lists within an Amazon to support different pillars. I'm all over the place. I have real estate. I have recipes. I have an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. I've got mentorship. So I have multiple lists in Amazon that support all of my different brands and brand identity. So now that we've got that, let's go into what it takes to start defining your product tiers. And I'm going to walk through a 4-tier value product method. So while you're building this and you're noticing what you're doing that's free content, what you're doing that's a low ticket offer, what you're doing that's a mid-tier, and what would you like to do that's high ticket. Going in and writing down either what you currently have, what you would like to create, or what you're seeing your audience respond to. Create lists of options. So for me personally, my free content value product is social media, not this, is social media. So Instagram, TikTok, it's podcast interviews that I've done. It's tips and tricks that I put online. I have a free resources PDF that people can download about self-worth and self-love. Then low ticket. This workshop is a low ticket offer. It's $47 for the workshop. My mid-tier is a $19.97 full product launch 3-day workshop. And then my high ticket is a real estate course that you can take online for beginner real estate investors, and my one-on-one coaching and my mentorship. Those are my product value models. That is how I function in. Now, that would be number 7 in your workbook. It doesn't have to be the same for you. It doesn't have to be anything like that. This could be, the fact that you're doing, I don't know, a one-on-one consulting weekend, you're doing a mastermind, you're doing group coaching, you're doing one-on-one at-home client intensives, you're doing a Zoom online tutorial for people. I don't know. This is where you get to define, but you need to define which category those things are going to go in, because when we get into this quadrant, you need to figure out, for the quadrant, the greatest thing to do is to go free to low ticket to high ticket to mid-tier. Free to high, like this is like the best case scenario for the quadrant cycle. But really what happens is you have someone enter at a low ticket, or you have someone enter at a mid-tier ticket, and how can you convert them to a high ticket, but do you have something else to downsell to them? So let's say that they want to come in and someone wants to take my real estate investor course. That's my mid-tier product, but they can't afford it. They can't afford $5,000 or $4,997. But they're interested in possibly learning about how to build a personal brand to become a real estate investor. I can then say, hey, if you're not ready for that, why don't you take this course at $47 for the weekend? If that works out for you, then this is an option. Also, if you're not interested in that, or if that's not a good fit for you, I have this other option that's $19.97. It's all online. It's a product launch method. It's how to take your product from concept, which we are now, and actually ramp it right out the door. It's options and options. Like, it's not just free to low to mid to high. It's mid to low, or it's high to mid, or it's high to low. What am I giving them as an option? Your conversion rate's never going to be 100%. You need to get your conversion rate somewhere better through other buckets. Can you take this 10% conversion rate? So if you have if you have clients that are converting into a low ticket, or you have clients converting into a mid ticket at 10%, that means you have 90% of your audience still available. Can you convert that 90% into a low ticket so that you could make another $20,000 on a $50 product instead of abandoning these people because they didn't just buy your mid-tier priced product? So it's about layering in the launch of your product options. Once you start working through that, come back to pillar 1 ideas. Come back to pillar 2 ideas. Come back to pillar 3 ideas. How am I educating my audience? Now that you've gone through the exercise of layering and converting this to this, to this, to this, how am I educating my audience based on my 4-tier product suite? That is really important. How am I telling them who I am based on my 4-tier product suite? How do I define my audience? Has my audience changed based on my 4-tier product suite? Who really are these people? They're going to change. They're going to change and change and change. Why do they care what I'm talking about, and what value can I bring to them from my product suite? Now we're going to get into the launch system. So if you think about each portion of this pyramid as 1 week, you have a 4-week 6-figure launch system. That means you have 1 week of planning, you have 1 week to promote, you have 1 week to present, and you have 1 week to pitch. That means in the planning phase, you're doing all this work, but you're starting to talk about what you're doing. You're starting to talk about the product. You're not promoting the product. You're saying, hey, I'm working on this thing. Hey, I'm so excited about this. This is what I'm doing behind the scenes. I can't tell you about it quite yet. I'm doing this. This is where my energy is going. I'm so excited because I'm meeting with this person. You're just dropping in some information. You're getting your audience excited about your planning, and then you're doing the planning. After that week, you're warming up your audience. So you're taking a cold audience, you're warming them up during the plan phase. Then you're getting into the promotion phase. That week is about promoting the type of content, promoting the type of content, promoting the type of content, promoting the type of content. Then you're presenting the content. You're information driving. You're presenting. And then for the last week, your pitch means the doors are open. So they can buy the product. This is like your open gates is your pitch week. So you've taken cold to warm, warm to hot, hot to buy, and now you're in the present of the pitch. You're pitching, this is my concept, buy it now. This is the doors are only open for 7 days. This is the deadline. You're talking about this every day. Everywhere, every day, you're pitching. This is the launch system. You are not annoying people. You're not bothering people. You're providing them with value. That is literally what we've defined the whole time. We've defined what value you are providing. So this isn't annoying. This is what people want from you because they're in your ecosystem. They want this information. They're value driven. What is the big promise of your main offer? What are you really trying to nail down as the promise of the main offer? Why might your customers not be ready to buy your main offer? This is really important because you can talk about this in your content, why they might not be ready and why they actually are ready, even though they think they're not ready. And why do you have or could you add into your business model that can offer the downsell to your main offer? Again, we talked about this. I talked about this a little bit earlier. How can you provide them with value in a downsell from your current product? So really think about those things. This is what will be beneficial for you when you launch. Understanding where your audience is, why they may not be ready, what their pain points are, what they're going through, talking about that in your content. So write that down, and definitely want to write down your biggest takeaways from today. So I'm so excited for you guys. And, this is a lot of information. It's going to take you a bit to digest, but this is how you get it done. A to B, and then B to C, and C to D, and then D to in your bank account. So if you guys are interested in learning how to launch a product from scratch, sign up for the Product Launch Mastermind. It's going to be all online as well. We will go through how to streamline, how to launch product from scratch on social media to get the best conversion and the best traction for the highest amount of sales upon launch. So that is the next program that goes into this. I'm also offering a real estate investors course, the beginner's guide, how to become a real estate investor with no money, how to enter the market with zero capital, how to do it from the ground up on your own. Just really get into that, and really how to do it when you have no resources and it's literally just you. So those are the two other products I'm offering. I'm super excited for you guys to be able to take those two courses. Those are going to be available. I will put the links in here in this workbook. And I'm just really happy for you guys, and I'm super proud of you. And I can't wait to see what you guys end up converting online.